around more than 65 years. You know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith in the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be right around the middle 80s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Overnight, low upper 50s to low 60s. On Tuesday, right back to sunshine. Our high on Tuesday in the low to mid 80s. Wednesday, sunshine to high, low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forsgren Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith.
An easy breezy Monday for some of us as you're tuned into halftime at 11:01 on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Good morning, everybody tuned in, and good morning to my co-hosts, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston, back at our ESPN Arkansas headquarters. I'm Phil Elson. We'll take you for the next 3 hours with Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation 30 minutes from now. 3 Up, 3 Down, Dr. Charlie Liggett at 12:15, and a lot of time for you, the listener, to react to a pretty good football game in Knoxville, Tennessee on Saturday. 34-31 Tennessee, the winner. It's another loss. Matt Jones, lots to get into as far as that's concerned, but a very pleasant good morning to you. How are you?
Happy Monday. Hope you had a safe traveling. Hope you ate well. Man, they were inspired. You know, Phil, I like to take notes when I watch these games. I got about 4 or 5 pages of notes on the game, and one of the things that I noticed was how inspired they played. How fast they played, how aggressive they played. I was, that first 4th down, you were like, no duh, we're going for it, right? To start the game, you're like, of course we are. What do we have to lose? It's 4th and a foot. If you can't get 4th and a foot, I don't care where we are on the field. Let's go get it. And what about running the ball early? I mean, running the ball early kind of had Tennessee where you want. I mean, Tennessee, Christian and I were talking before the show, and They played about their C-minus game. You know, you think about, well, who played, like Tennessee didn't turn the ball over, so maybe it's a B. Maybe you get a B for having zero turnovers, but Tennessee didn't play their best game.
Well, then the turnovers end up being the factor that it doesn't matter who the coach is right now. And look at it. This isn't anything on Bobby Petrino or Sam Pittman or whatever, but there's just what is it with the fumbles?
Sam Pittman had 0 fumbles.
Yeah. What is it with the fumbles? I feel like we're getting to a point where do you think it's
change football? You do something like there's different types of footballs, different sizes. It's not like baseball, like where everybody thinks that the football's the same, exact same. It's not.
Well, you get to choose your own football.
That's right.
Your team chooses your ball.
I would argue we got to change footballs, no question about it. Let's get the quarterbacks in the room and say we're picking a different football. We got to change something.
Well, either that or just go the James Conn route.
Hey, listen. Whoever's in here is going to be carrying this football on campus. Any one of you guys see him, I want you to try to slap it out of his hand. All right? Try to knock it out and recover it.
Anybody but you can turn this ball to me. You wish you were never born.
Put the fear of God into those kids.
Grab their face mask. Anybody but you. And that's it. You got to have there has to be some healthy fear. I think Petrino's trying to be a little more healthy fear. Pittman's more, hey, I'm your buddy. But there has to be a little bit of a healthy fear to be a good coach.
Do you think you can grab a face mask out in the open these days?
I wish you were. If I could, I don't have enough fingers on my hand to tell you how many times a coach has grabbed me by and I deserved every one of them. You know, it's not anytime a coach has ever grabbed me by the face mask, I 100% deserved it.
That goes down. That better happen. That better happen behind closed doors with the door closed and nobody else inside there.
Yeah, not anymore.
No windows, no keyholes to look through, and nothing. But you're right. But I mean, the point is obvious here. What do you realize that in this 4-game losing streak, Arkansas has outgained the opponent in 3 of them?
We had the best player on the field again. Taylor Green was the best player. He kept getting hit, kept getting up, kept making plays. I mean, there was a very first play of the game. He gets blitzed and doesn't get rid of it. That was kind of his. That's still his thing. It's like fire it, boy, fire it. You see him getting blitzed, and he's going. And maybe I don't see the all 22 tape, Phil, so I can't tell if the receiver doesn't break his route off right, if he doesn't see the blitz too, and he's waiting on it. But you all got to be on the same page. But you saw that happen 4 or 5 times where blitz comes on empty, blitz comes, and he's looking. You can tell he wants to throw it. I don't know if the receiver ran the right route or not, but those are plays that he's almost there. You can see his growth, is what I'm saying. He's trying.
You could use a little bit more time, too. You saw, some of that pass protection breakdown around the edges and some obvious passing downs. And, yeah, I mean, so a couple of those fumbles, obviously coming from Taylor, and another one from Braylon Russell, which is the first fumble of his career.
Well, we blame that on you. That's your fault. That's announcer. That's right,
You need me to take the arrow to the forehead in this case, right?
That's the announcer's
I've only been talking about it for 2 weeks, so of course he was going to fumble the first game after I start talking. I think it was 2 games after I started talking about it. Just shut up for the remainder of the season as far as these fumbles are concerned. But that's the defining characteristic right now. You want to look at a team that feels to most people like they're, all right, we're that close to being 4-1.
Omega Blake looked good. Mike Washington looked shifty. Like, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. Like you start looking at some things on this team. Man, there's some good pieces on this team.
5-1, I should say. It's just I can never go to the point where you say, if only for the fumbles, and you're now 6 games in, and the fumbles, and the trouble defensively, and this goes along with the story for this team in the last couple of years, Matt, is turnovers. Not enough turnovers from the defense, and way too many turnovers from the offense, and some of them happening at just the most inopportune times, which is. I mean, Russell's fumble is the 3rd one that's at least close to the red zone or inside the red zone. And those are, Tennessee didn't score any points off of that turnover, but Arkansas also didn't score points on that drive because of the turnover. There was a turnover on downs within field goal range. I know Petrino after the game kind of was openly kicking himself about it. I was thinking, you're getting a couple of stops from your defense here. Take the points. You got kind of have Tennessee a little bit where you'd like them. A little bit more low scoring. But, yeah, you can't get – it's like there are these anatomies to upsets. And usually I think of an anatomy to upset as you capitalize on just about every chance you get to score when you're near the 20 or inside the 20. Your special teams does something really special, and you created some turnovers along with not turning it over, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But I will say this, Matt. Like, I have more hope for the remainder of the season that Arkansas will go out and play hard and compete. I still am not sure about where the wins will come from or where it will come from at some point, but I do have faith now that they go out and they play hard. They just did this for Bobby Petrino and themselves. I think more than anything, for me, I feel like those guys went out there and played for their own pride, for themselves, and collectively it went out like a nice effort. It's just trying to repeat that again after another loss. I mean, it's been more than a month since this team last actually won a game.
Well, and it's been over a year since we beat a team that's a real football team. We don't really count those two wins. If you beat a team that if they win every single game, they don't make the college football playoff. We don't. Those are jamborees. So yeah, we've won 0 games this year, but we're gonna keep trying. That's for sure. And that's where do the Hogs go from here? How much do we look at some of these open jobs like Alex Mortensen taking over for Trent Dilford at UAB? He's got Arkansas connections. I don't think Jimmy Franklin's a guy that comes to Arkansas, but where does Arkansas start getting in the pecking order? How important is it to – I always say it's 1,000 times more important, Phil, to get the right fit. Don't worry about being first. Don't try to go get somebody because – make sure you get the right. But what is the right fit? Where is Arkansas in the pecking order of all these jobs that are open? Because Penn State's number one, right? Like that has to be the best job out there. But that's like a blue chip stock. There's only a certain. They're not. I just don't think Penn State's going to hire anybody. I mean, Franklin was proven. He won at Vanderbilt.
I think Penn State's going to try to go get Cignetti from Indiana.
He's making more money than what. So that's a good point. And I just heard this today because that was what they said. They said, don't you think they go get the coach from Indiana? And the guy goes, he's making more money than what Franklin was making at Penn State. So that's my whole Rhett Lashley thing. It's like, do you want to go get Rhett? Yeah, but is Rhett going to take a pay cut to come coach at Arkansas? Are you going to take a pay cut to go coach at Penn State?
Well, I don't know the situation in terms. What is Rhett making? Do you know the number that
I don't know what
he has
his
at SMU?
is. No, but it was more than it's more than what Pittman is. It's then the thing that's bigger than that, Phil, is his bag to hand out other players is more money than what we had here.
But it's just the idea that the coach who was, what were they, fifth in the nation even after the loss against
15
Oregon?
days ago.
It's crazy.
15 days ago.
And immediately they're at the top of the list of the best jobs available with resources and a new shoe contract with Adidas the rumors are, and I don't know how true this is, but I guess this will show you where the shoe companies and their influence, the rumor, and who knows again if this is true, but they've been pushed around that Adidas is going to pay the buyout for Franklin, which, by the way, if he takes another job, the buyout is not $49 million or whatever
that's the thing
is.
It's the media tricks you on that because you think they get something. It's $2 million. It's way less than the $49 million. Mitigate is that what Hunter Kander Urachek
Yeah, you
said?
mitigate the buyout by if you go get another job, then we don't have to pay you this.
We work
sum.
it out. Yeah,
that's the whole deal with what was it? Remember Bielema with the Patriots? What was it?
He was like almost a graduate assistant,
an analyst.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the route you go because that's not an assistant coach, and the language actually says unless you're an assistant coach. I just know Cignetti's a Pittsburgh guy who coached at Pitt as an assistant. He knows all about Penn State. He knows the area. He knows the state. And then there's Matt Rule, who played at Penn State. I mean, those are the two names they're going to go after first and foremost. And then, the other idea there is that you're plucking away a coach. I mean, if they steal Cignetti away from Indiana, you're making one now potentially.
Indiana's open, yeah.
Right. All of a sudden, right then and there, you're weakening one of the main opponents now in that league, which is kind of crazy to think about because in that league, Matt, the upstart team right now is they're not a Cinderella anymore. Indiana goes to Autzen and wins without it being fluky in a very definitive way. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you think about that would be the equivalent of in the SEC, like Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, Kentucky,
South Carolina.
South Carolina, and even, for the lack of success over these last 15 years, Arkansas rising up and actually building something that looks sustainable with the money behind it too. Like, it hasn't happened in this league yet. There hasn't been that upstart program that's come out of nowhere and has taken a hold of everybody, not just for 1 year, but now for a second year. This is what TCU could not do after making the college football final, Matt. They did not have they did not keep that momentum moving forward, and they got a decent program, but it's not national championship caliber or college football playoff caliber right now. Indiana is. It's crazy to see that.
I think it's even more important, Phil, and I might be in the minority in this one. I think it's so much more important now to have good people that can evaluate talent. You can't just throw money at kids now because some recruiting ranking says they're a 3-star or 4-star or 5. You need to have a good base of people. If it's one person that makes a decision, or if it's 4 or 5, however you do it, you have to know how to evaluate talent and understand what these kids can do, and not just throw money at somebody because they're a 4-star. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing these things. The Penn States or some of these other teams go out and get guys that aren't able to compete, and then other teams are. I mean, it's what a bizarro Jerry world we live in when Indiana is going to win 10 games in back-to-back seasons.
And also a bizarro Jerry world, Matt, where I am going to take the blame for Braylon Russell's fumble. Jeff already has texted in and is
first person I thought of was Phil Elson.
Taking me into the behind the shed to let me know about this. I will not take the responsibility for anything I say during baseball season, but I will during football season, since we have a whole week to kick this stuff around. Blame me for the fumbles, because I just didn't do
not all of them. Not all
that
of them.
One, the Braylon Russell one.
Yeah, just that one. Just that one.
I'm fine with that. Okay, I'll feel bad for a minute. I'll get over it. We'll do a radio show. It'll be fine.
It's Therapy Monday. We got another one coming up. Hey, you think A&M is just as good as Tennessee? If not, I think our toughest 2-game stretch is Tennessee A&M. A&M's a real freaking football team.
Therapy Monday. You got a couch back there? I got a couch over here. If anybody wants to come sit down in the home studio and just sort of lay out, I even got the tissues. Got an extra pillow for you as well. It's just it's a much smaller couch. No 6'6" man is going to fit on this couch laying out. It's more like a 5'8" couch like me.
Yeah, it's not for a slumber party. You still gotta get up and go when the session's over. That's right.
Hey, stay with it. We got to take a quick break. We'll open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963, and Mike Irwin joins us in about 15 minutes. Stay with halftime. More reaction to Arkansas falling just that close in Knoxville right after this.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Tommy, when's the last time you've had breast milk?
Sports to the wacky, weird, and wonderful. We've got you covered.
You got to be able to shoot. You got to be a threat.
You suck the helium out of a balloon and then you get, hey, how you doing?
Is that dangerous? I'm a hugger.
I never get a hug from you. What's that about?
I'm selective with them.
I've been guilty of saying that you are what your record says you are. It feels different now.
13 hours of local programming in podcast form every day. Don't miss a moment of fun on the Hit That Line Podcast Network.
Have you ever pooped yourself?
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. How about grabbing a beer that's...
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas. More than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18-month same-as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got 12
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to MyBookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Neil Young is getting old, searching for a heart of gold. His only number one song is the number one thing most people get wrong. We tend to think we're as good as gold, but in Jeremiah 17:9 it's told, the human heart is desperately wicked right from the start. The Holy Spirit will rip you apart, but then give you a new heart. Mine for the treasure of Jesus written in the scrolls. Otherwise, you're chasing fool's gold. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it. Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
All right, back on Halftime here with a fairly quick segment. I just want to give Mike Irwin enough time to give us his thoughts on this Arkansas-Tennessee game. And really not just this game, Matt, because there's everything you could kick around about this game. But also, what happens this next weekend? And not just this next weekend, but the next 3 weeks in which you're finally getting something that's a real homestand. And look, a season is based sometimes on what you do from the last weekend. Right? I mean, didn't you feel like the Memphis game was a little bit of an echo from the Ole Miss game?
Over a little bit, yeah.
So on and so forth. So you get this ability to reset things. Now it's not a restart to the season because you didn't get to go 0-0. But I did see a team come out, Matt, against the Volunteers in an outstanding atmosphere. Which, I mean, that's a really tough place to play, and I think those guys withstood that kind of atmosphere fairly well. But I want to see it again. Like, you have to see the same kind of emotion, the same kind of effort against a better team, too, than in Texas A&M this Saturday. And then off of what happens there to see what happens after that, so on and so forth. So I'm going back and forth a little with the guy in Harrison on the text line who's ready to take the interim, name off of Bobby Petrino. It's like, wait a minute. It's not, you can never hire based on one game. This is all now the story. This is partially about his audition being different than any other possible candidate here at Arkansas, because you get to see now if he's able, because he did for a moment there, stop negative momentum with a nice performance. A loss, by the way, too, that we have seen this kind of game many times before in the last few years. But it's what happens moving forward that I think I would base my opinions off of. It is never just one game.
You're 100% correct. It's so we talked a little bit before the show today. This was the easiest game to rally the troops. This is 100%. You have something go down, had a bye week, new message. It could be the same message. It's just a different messenger. A lot of people say new messages. Every single locker room is the same. It's the same message, but it's a new messenger and how you're saying it. Are we believing this was the game that, like, you're going to see it? You're going to, and we did. I wrote that down multiple times. How fast we were running to the ball. The effort we were bringing. There wasn't a lot of lack of hustle plays, man. That's what you want to see. That's the game. You watch that and you go, yeah, Tennessee didn't play their best. We didn't play our best either, but we gave it 100% effort. We hustled. We tried. We fought. How does that go against A&M? How does that go when you get, we'll see. We'll see if they're still listening again, because I think A&M is the best team on our schedule. I know they have a loss this year already, but does A&M doesn't have a loss this year?
They're number 4 in the country.
Tennessee has a loss this year. Sorry, to Georgia, but those two are the best two teams on it. We'll see. We'll see how they play, and it's in front of your home fans. And the last time you just played a team in front of your home fans, everybody left. We'll see how it goes. It doesn't get any easier, and then you get an Auburn, Mississippi State teams that talent-wise we're probably really close, really, really close with Auburn and Mississippi State. Both those teams, it's going to be who wants it more, who's going to pay attention to detail. When is there going to be a game happen where we don't have 3 turnovers in it again? You're just like, I don't have a lot of hair, but I'm sure it would start turning gray if you're the coach. You're just like, why every single game we turn the ball over and the other team doesn't?
Man, it's going to be interesting too, because the Hogs get an A&M team right now that's front and center to make a run at least towards the front of the real rankings that matter in just a few weeks. And then Auburn's playing Missouri, who's going to come out. First of all, Missouri's first trip outside their state, finally, and they're going to come hair on fire after losing a tight one at home against Alabama. And Missouri views themselves as a playoff caliber team, and maybe they are this year. So you look ahead to that game, Auburn, Arkansas, the Mississippi State game too, and be like, well, I think what happens in those games has a lot to do with what happens here this Saturday at Razorback Stadium against Texas A&M. Because to me, the whole reason why Sam was let go, and it's, there's all this body of work from the previous few years, but the 3-game losing streak, one loss led to another. The second loss led to a lack of belief in the team overall. And that Notre Dame game, and there's a reason why Sam was let go right then and there, because the feeling is vicious spiral going downward if you don't make a change. Now, that lasts for at least a week. We saw that against Tennessee. There's no guarantee that the same sort of thing happens against a better Aggies team. The one thing I'm sort of hoping for here, and this is independent of what's in these players' minds and the coaches' minds, Matt, it's like the Tennessee-Arkansas series, which, of course, they don't play each other very much, but the Hogs always give Tennessee a good game. Always. Even when the Volunteers are the more talented team, this series, there's just something about when these teams meet, it's always close. And that A&M series is the same thing. The exception of maybe 1 or 2 games, there have been many other years where they look like they are head and shoulders the more talented team, and it comes down to 3 points. So you're expecting that too on this Saturday. It's just maybe playing in a different venue means different things.
No, you're exactly right, and that's before the season when we were talking about doing predictions. I said, well, there'll be about 6 or 7 games that are going to be 1-score games in the fourth quarter. That's the prediction. And that's the truth, because I look back at my playing career. My dad's being a coach, and just all the games I've been a part of that you've seen. There's not a lot of blowouts. There's really not. There's not a lot of times that you get beat by 40. That doesn't have. A lot of times it's a back and forth. You're struggling, you're grinding, then somebody makes a play. There ends up being about 6-7 plays that make the difference in a game. That's the truth. You take away our three turnovers, just take away those 3 plays. Totally different. So when you go back and watch film, you learn from it and do that. I think the same thing with A&M. I know they're a great football team. I had them preseason picked in the playoff 12. They're going to have talent. They're going to be ready, but we have some talent too, man. There's some good dudes on this team. It's just, can you get everybody buying in? Can you have a game? I mean, if we're going to have 3 turnovers on offense and create 0 turnovers on defense, we're not going to win a single game the rest of the year.
Well, look at the two biggest point differentials in SEC games this last weekend was 17 points with A&M over Florida and Texas over Oklahoma. But the games were much tighter going into the fourth quarter, much tighter. A&M led by 7 going into the fourth. That was the same with Texas going into the fourth. Alabama wins by 3 at Mizzou. Georgia by 10 at Auburn. That was a 3-point game going into the fourth quarter. LSU by 10 over South Carolina. That was 7 points going into the fourth quarter. And even Washington State and Ole Miss was a 3-point game. And Arkansas and Tennessee was a 3-point game. It kind of feels like you're regressing back to the mean a little bit here.
There's not a lot of blowouts. I mean, the teams are going to be trying. They're coached up. All these people are making a lot of money at their craft, at their profession. It comes down to doing the little things right. And you bring up a great point. It's like, hey, a baseball team loses a lot of run-one games. That means they're in it, right? They're close. No, it doesn't mean you lose a lot of ones. They're mostly one-score games, guys. Like, come on. Like that's the part. That's what we're talking about. It's the edge, the line between winning and losing. It's so minor. It's so small, and that's why you have to stress attention to details, being on time to meetings, doing all the little things right that matter. Goes into making the right play when you need to.
This game felt like a lot of games that you had seen in the last few years. It's just as the pressure built up with Sam's tenure and all the one-score losses build up in front of that, I feel like there would be a different reaction if this was a Sam Pittman coach team. It'd be like, oh, there we go. There's another one-score loss with Sam as the coach. Throw it on him. With Bobby Petrino, the feeling that I'm hearing now from most folks is, hey, he just got this team up and ready to play. They were that close to a win. We're going to find a way to win a game, and he's going to be the coach moving forward. And it's just, you know what? It is the same team. It is the same team that Sam put together and that Petrino's been responsible for the offense for the last 2 years. So some of the same problems end up coming up. A little bit of tackling, problem pass blocking, holding onto the football, and I think a couple of decisions made by the coach that he would like to have back as well.
Yeah,
so,
what did Tennessee's running back average 11 yards a carry?
Got no pressure.
That's 0 sacks. Do we have a sack? It's like, yeah.
It's a lot of the same things that we'd seen last year and even this year too. All right, we'll break here on halftime. Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation joins right after this.
I'll keep you in the right direction if I can, but that's all. Just follow the money.
This is halftime.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America. Proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Roofing company you can trust. Meet Three Ladies in a Roof. We're locally owned, certified, insured, and bonded roofing company. Three Ladies in a Roof can handle everything from start to finish with honesty, quality, and integrity. A hard-working company that knows roofing. Go with the crew that gets it done right. Three Ladies in a Roof stands behind their roof so you can stand under it. Call 501-658-3193. Three Ladies in a Roof, helping you with all your roofing needs. Ready to serve the River Valley.
Archery season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows and crossbows, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow technicians with years of experience are on site and ready to get you dialed in to hunt. Need gear? Infinity has tree stands, saddles, plus blinds from Banks Outdoors. Find all your hunting needs now at Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma. Infinity Sports and Outdoors.
Do you feel that, Arkansas? The Lotto jackpot is now more than $1 million. Why should you care? Because this $1 million+ prize can only be won in Arkansas. There are 2 Lotto drawings every week, and the jackpot keeps growing until there's a winner. Join the fun and play Lotto today. A $2 ticket could change your life. Get yours in stores today. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work, and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800, or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Swim to the moon, climb through the tide, penetrate the evening that the day sleeps too high. Let's swim out and now. It's our time to try. Park beside the ocean on our moonlight drive.
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend, Matt Jones.
Got Mike Irwin from Pig Trail Nation on the Lewis Automotive Hotline here for a segment on Halftime. Mike, a happy Monday to you. Pretty good football game on Saturday. So our whole wonder is, what does that mean moving forward?
You know, I had no idea what to expect with that game. I mean, it was so different from when Petrino came in here in late 2007. And I was surprised. I really thought it would be very hard to do much with that defense. You take, you know, some coaches that had been under some other coaches and then stick them in there and go out and find one guy, you know, from the NFL, and then he'd been in the USFL or whatever, and bring him in And I wasn't sure it would work, but it did. I mean, if you had told me that the defense would actually perform better than the offense, I would have been like, you're crazy. But they did. I mean, and I've seen some Arkansas fans say, oh, the defense was bad. Are they crazy? This is one of the best offensive teams in the country that they were playing. Number one in scoring. Arkansas held them to a lower point total than anybody they played this season, 17 points below their scoring average. And you're going to say Arkansas's defense didn't do the job? I mean, Tennessee was 2 of 9 on third down conversions. There were times in the third quarter when Arkansas's offense was struggling that the defense went out there and bailed them out. That game could have really gotten out of control during that third quarter. And as it was, Arkansas had a chance to come back and make it close. So I was totally surprised by what happened with the defense. And I think you got Petrino afterwards said he gave all the credit to the players. I think you have to give credit to those coaches, and I think you have to give credit to Petrino for knowing where to make the changes and who to plug in there. So I think he gets credit for that. As far as the offense, yeah, it was another bad third quarter, but that's the only quarter where they didn't score. And Petrino explained that and just said, look, we were having such success with the running game that I felt like we had to keep it up, and they made good adjustments, and I was too stubborn to change. And he said finally, when he started throwing those short passes over the middle, it revived the offense, then it spread to the edge, throwing passes on the edge, and then the running game started working. And they actually outscored Tennessee in the fourth quarter. So when you put all that together, I was stunned, really. I expected it to be much worse.
Hey, Mike, when I think back to the performance of Taylor Green and Mike Washington, I mean, I feel like when you have those two guys on your team, that you have a chance to win just about every game. Kind of talk about those two guys. And I thought Taylor Green got hit a couple times. Man, he got right back up and just that warrior spirit that I thought I saw from Taylor Green.
Yeah, look, he did. He played well. He came back after some struggles in that game. But they've got to get to him and make him understand that he does not have real good peripheral vision. And when he's moving to his left, he doesn't see very well when guys are chasing him. And that's where he has his problem. He's trying to throw the ball and people are right behind him. So I don't know how you correct that, but that's one issue. And then this fumble thing kind of messed it all up. And people are going, well, what's that? What's going on there? Well, to me, it's a simple thing. I don't care if you're a quarterback, a receiver, running back. Anytime you're in the open field, you're going to have that ball under your arm because you can run faster that way. But when defenders surround you, you got to lock it up. You got to wrap up. And that's what they're not doing. Braylon Russell has been very good at that, but you can see on the replay, he had that ball tucked under one arm, and they just knocked it away from him. So I don't know what they do to convince them to stop doing that, but that still is a problem.
See, there's something you just hit on here that I was thinking. You know, I can talk myself out of positivity. Sometimes I can talk myself out of negativity. It's looking at the whole structure of this thing. At the end of the game, I remember looking at Rick and saying during a commercial break, well, it looks like there's something to build off of here. All right, so that's good. But on the other hand, it's the same mistakes that were happening under the previous head coach, which in some cases are some of the same things that were going on before. It's a lot of fumbles in these last 10 years or so. So I can see it both ways here. And so I think basically what a lot of hope right now is built around is that they played hard. So that's the thing I take forward, because right now I don't know if they do fix the fumbles. It's 6 games in, and it's the same problem from last year, Mike.
Well, again, the big question to me, guys, is does he have a shot at this job? And you got people all over the map. You say people saying that he's got to get to a bowl game. The latest that I've heard, and you know, this is coming from a pretty good source, that Lashley, who I think is kind of their number one, the people that are making this decision behind the scenes, I think he was their number one guy. And he's, according to what I've told, has told them this is not a good time for him to make that move. And if he said that, it means he's smart. Because jumping into the SEC right now, especially at a school like Arkansas, that could end your career long term. You might get a big buyout, but you may end up needing that buyout. And then look at all the jobs there's only the jobs right now that are open: Penn State, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, UCLA. That's not a threat, I think, to people they're looking at. But then when you look at possibilities, Florida, Kentucky, Auburn, maybe even Oklahoma, if those come into play, then the people that Arkansas are looking at, suddenly you may not be able to get them. So what we could actually end up with is a situation where if Petrino stabilizes the program, there are no more lopsided losses, and if he does a good sit-down interview at the end of the season and convinces them, hey, here's what I'm going to do about NIL, this is what I'm going to do with my staff, I mean, he might get the job with just a couple of wins, which I think is possible.
Okay, that's a great point. And I think I tend to kind of agree with what you just said right there. Tell me the two victories. Tell me the two wins that Arkansas give. I mean, who do you like going to Texas? Maybe, when's the last time Arkansas has played good at home? We haven't. We've Amber Heard the bed the last 3 years when we play an SEC game at home.
I don't see A&M as one. Again, I could be surprised, but A&M's better than Tennessee. Their defense is just unreal. I mean, they will snarf you. They just took, and that was a fairly close game for a while, but they took Florida's offense apart. They had 6 thrown for loss plays, I think 3 sacks. They do these elaborate blitzes. That doesn't bode well for Arkansas's offense based on what we've seen so far. And they're a really good offensive team, too. So I don't know. And I think people will get discouraged if Arkansas loses that game, but I don't think that's one of the ones you win from here on out. Obviously, you look at Auburn as a possibility, although Auburn's pretty good. I mean, they got hosed in that game. They should have beat Georgia. So they're pretty good, but they're not as good as A&M. And then Mississippi State, that's a game you could win. And LSU is unpredictable. You might be able to win that game. And then Texas, who knows how they're going to play week to week. They look good, then they don't, then they do, then they don't. So there are possibilities, but I think there's maybe a couple of wins there. I'm just not sure which ones they are.
This is fun, isn't it, Mike? I mean, it's the second week of October, and I don't ever remember hearing any of these kind of conversations before in the time that I've lived in Arkansas. I mean, because you've usually had the coach, and there's been, should he be fired, should he not be fired? Now it's wild on the frontier right now. The team that was ranked number 5 in the country 2 weeks ago just fired their head coach. What's going on at Arkansas. We're wondering when Florida is going to get rid of their coach. You're going to end up with double-digit openings before you're even in November.
Mm-hmm. And again, the more the openings you have, and obviously the Penn State opening doesn't take away somebody that Arkansas may be looking at, but then here comes Franklin, and he's he's out there. And everybody's now thinking, well, you might be able to get him. I think if you look at his overall record, he's going to get a job, probably a better job than Arkansas. I don't know where that would be, and I don't know what his thinking is. But I just think there's going to be competition out there for anybody that Arkansas looks at and says, wow, we need that guy. And I'm not saying they can't get who they want, but it might be difficult.
Mike, let's leave it there, and we'll revisit again next week, leading into the Auburn game and cleaning up after Texas A&M. Hopefully a good mess to clean up. Appreciate your time, as always.
All right, see you guys.
It's Mike Irwin with us each Monday from Pig Trail Nation on Halftime. Hey, there's big events that you want to get over to Twin Peaks and Rogers to watch all week long. Of course, they'll have the NLCS and the ALCS underway at Twin Peaks for every single game. It's where the bases are loaded and the drafts are 29 degrees and they're up to bat right now. There's also UFC Fight Night later on this Saturday. with DeRitter versus Allen. They got NHL games. There's an NBA season opener coming up in a week, and it's all at Twin Peaks in Rogers. You can get over there in Rogers, or you can just log on to twinpeaksrestaurant.com and get your Twin Peaks favorites to go. More TVs, bigger screens, famous scenic views at Twin Peaks. We can open up the Lewis Automotive Hotline again. It's 877-377-6963. Wrapping up hour number 1 right after this.
Ready, champ? I've been ready for this my whole life.
This is halftime.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, 508 Garrison Avenue. And Cricket, we always talk about specials. You know, Thursday is my personal favorite night. We're here every Thursday. Bucket special, hard to beat.
You gotta love the bucket special. I mean, you come in, you can get 5 domestic bottles in a bucket for $15, and then you get to hang out at Papa's. It's a great deal.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world. Cricket, what do you think about Papa's Pub and Pizzeria?
I think it's the best darn pizza in Fort Smith and perhaps the world.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
In the communities we serve, we know your energy is best spent on the things you enjoy. That's why we're helping you save your energy with natural gas. More efficient than other energy sources, save your energy for cheering on the Hogs. Be tailgate ready with your natural gas-powered outdoor grill. Enjoy fast, cozy comfort from your natural gas fireplace when ball games get chilly. At AOG, we know your Razorback pride runs deep. Ours does too. And so does our commitment to caring for the communities we serve with always on energy. Visit AOGC.com.
For over 50 years, WT Equipment has been your trusted family-owned dealer for tractors, hay tools, and light construction equipment. Right now, WT Equipment's got unbeatable October deals. Get 0% for 84 months on Workmaster 35 and 40 tractors, or drive home a Workmaster 25 with payments as low as $169.99 a month. WACC. Visit WT Equipment today and talk to their sales team for all the details. WT Equipment. Equip your future. Elevate your potential. Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
The Crane Automotive Team has 16 locations across Arkansas and is home to the Crane Commitment. You'll find Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, and access to thousands of pre-owned vehicles. Vehicles for every lifestyle and every budget. Even if you're not in the market for a vehicle, the Crane Team service centers offer the latest in vehicle diagnostic technology and certified technicians to take care of your vehicle and get you back on the road. Check them out at craneteam.com. The Ruskin and Zach studios are driven by the Crane Automotive Team.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
I saw where Padres manager Mike Shildt has announced his retirement today. Former St. Louis Cardinals manager. Was with them for 4 years. That guy was a Cardinal through and through before they let him go, and then ends up taking the Padres to the playoffs a couple years. He cites at the age of 57 years of age the severe mental and emotional toll that the job has taken on him. So he is going to retire at age 57, which does open up the door to undoing the retirement at some point. There's a Cardinal way. There's a whole Cardinal way. They really, I don't think they're paying as much attention to as they used to. And there used to be a book. There was a book, like a Cardinal book of how you're supposed to do things, everything, like a whole handbook about the organization that I remember seeing on Mike Shilt's desk when he was the Springfield Cardinals manager. And I thought to myself, that's the whole Cardinal way right there. I didn't realize they actually put it in a printed form. I don't know if they do that anymore, but he is finished managing, which opens up yet another job. There's a lot of jobs that have come open in the big leagues, Matt. It's just those jobs usually come open when the season's over, and college football right now is crazy. I mean, you're at the halfway point. This is the halfway point of the season. And what's open? There's Penn State, Arkansas, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, Stanford, Oregon State, UAB, and at some point, Florida's coming open. And at some point, if they don't right the ship immediately, Florida State is coming open. And at some point, Auburn is coming open. And then whoever Penn State hires, that's 11 jobs right there, independent of anybody else that gets hired and the job that gets open from there. Do you realize how absolutely crazy
chaos
December and January are going to be in this sport?
Chaos. I can't believe it already, Phil. Like there's 7 big time jobs, and I guess UAB. I don't know that we will say. I mean, but Oregon State, those UAB is a great job. It's not but Penn State, Arkansas, Vol Tech, Oklahoma State, Stanford. Wow,
it's bonkers. It's bonkers. It would be like the Chiefs, Steelers, Panthers, Texans, and let's throw in just sort of like a mid NFL team throwing out there.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, just getting rid of their head coaches in the middle of the season, and then knowing full well that later on the Cardinals are going to come open and the Niners are going to come open
and the Bears.
That's right. Just think of some of those teams where annually you wonder if the coach is going to stick around. But man, it's, to borrow your phrase, Matt. And I think college football is definitely a very wild, wild frontier, more so than any other sport that we pay attention to. It is awfully wild on that frontier.
And it's whatever we thought about college football over the last 20 years. It's like you have to rechange your brain from things. There's still some similar concepts in college football and the way teams go about it. But it's a totally different ballpark. It's what they say in Pulp Fiction. It's not even the same sport anymore.
Yeah, you think you're playing checkers. Turns out you're not even playing chess. It's Parcheesi of some kind.
Almost backgammon. Yeah.
All right, we go into the second hour of halftime. We'll do 3 up, 3 down with Dr. Charlie Ligon in about 20 minutes. So wide open when we come back at 877-377-6963. Join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, and halftime returns right after this.
Football, fantasy drafts, new school supplies. It's my favorite time of year. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Born and raised in the River Valley, I know how crazy traffic can get this time of year. As kids head back to class, remember to use caution at crosswalks and in school zones. But not all accidents can be avoided. If you or your loved one is injured in a car wreck, call today. 479-769-1505. No win, no fee. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price.
Artie's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches.
Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two. With fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's Country. Download the app and join my rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Why wait till Monday for your dental emergency? At Valley Urgent Dental, we know your pain cannot wait. Broken tooth, painful infections, sports injuries, we've got you covered. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are here when you need them most. Call them at 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is available on weekends when your regular dentist is closed. Valley Urgent Dental at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Do not wait. Your smile deserves immediate care.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They are open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be right around the middle 80s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Overnight, low upper 50s to low 60s. On Tuesday, right back to sunshine. Our high on Tuesday in the low to mid 80s. Wednesday, sunshine, a high, low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
When you play a team like Arkansas, they will expose you, and they'll expose you in a hurry.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that could respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my hot dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Even one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Caller text 877-377-6963. Now here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Back on halftime, hour number 2, 12:01, and glad to be with you today on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I'm Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Christian Johnston producing. We're doing 3 up, 3 down in the next segment, so if you want to get with us, now is the time. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. I did not realize how much Tom Crean and Curt Cignetti look alike. Photo on social media of rumors coming out of Happy Valley with a photo of Tom Crean standing there at a basketball game, but he really does look like a younger version of Curt Cignetti. Cignetti's going to be, this is going to be an interesting few weeks here as these got, what are they, the number 4 team in the nation now? I got to look at my rankings because I can't even fathom as a former Indiana student right now any sport at Indiana being ranked as high as they are. 3rd in the country. Indiana gets 3 first-place votes.
Whoa.
Miami gets 13 first-place votes. Ohio State is number 1 in both polls, 50 first-place votes in the AP poll. A&M will come in ranked 4th, Ole Miss is 5th. And just looking through the rest of the rankings for teams Arkansas has already played this year, Tennessee moved up 1 spot to 11th. Notre Dame slid up 3 spots to 13th. And did Memphis? No, Memphis is they moved up a spot to 22nd. So, and of course you get Texas at 21st, LSU at 10, and Missouri at 16, all on the schedule. 877-377-6963. We've got some callers lined up. Let's get to them. Eddie in Fayetteville. Good afternoon, Eddie. How are you?
How you doing? This is Eddie. I would just maybe we should just take a deep breath on this coaching deal and let Petrino play out. And seem like he may be going the right direction. A quick question on the basketball team did pretty good this weekend. How did the baseball team come out? We had a Bulldog football game Friday night, and I didn't get to check on that.
Yeah, the baseball team won a couple of scrimmages against Little Rock and Dallas Baptist, Eddie. 8-1 Friday against Little Rock, 5-3 against Dallas Baptist on Saturday. Pitching did really well, only 12 hits, 21 strikeouts against 8 walks, and just 4 runs scored. And, I guess the team looked all right, but I wasn't there to watch it, unfortunately.
Cage Woods, how's he coming along?
Did you ask about Gage Wood?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well, Gage is with the Phillies organization. I know he had his pro debut, and my anticipation is that he's going to have I don't know if I'd say a shot next year to start in the majors, but I bet you he's got a shot at some point to get there as a first-round pick. So, yeah, I'd watch out for Gage Wood next season with the Phillies at some point.
All right. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate you. 877-377-6963. Calls and texts on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We got a question about is Ryder Helfrich okay? I didn't realize something might have happened to Helfrich because he only got 1 at-bat on Friday and did not catch on Saturday. So I was unaware that anything happened. I'm so stuck in football, Chandler, that I didn't know anything that happened with Ryder Helfrich. But, hey, he is the best player on the team next year, and they're going to need him. We also need Charlie, who's called us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Tuna, good afternoon. What's up?
So you guys don't really need me. Do you want me every now and then? Maybe just once or twice a week. Is that okay? I mean, can we go with that? I know it's messed up when I only call like once, twice a week. I'll just turn it around. I want you guys. I miss you guys. How about that? I done messed.
That's just fine.
Go ahead.
We're here for you, Charlie. No, you go ahead. You're the one. You put all the effort into it.
Man, look, I feel I got to mess with you. And I know this happened a few weeks ago, but to me, and I got to do it with a compliment too. You know how I am. You are one of the best announcers in the world to me, and I'm biased, and I'll say that. Did you give old Braylon, and I know you don't call football games, but you could do it. Did you give old Braylon Russell the announcer's jinx with
I
that?
must have.
I'm only kidding. You know I'm only kidding with you. Look, man, that was a tough play, though. When I went back and watched it, that was a heck of a play by that defender. He kind of put his helmet right on the ball, didn't he? And I couldn't tell. You know, Russell is a violent runner, and it's tough. I said the other day when I called in with these guys, with Unit and Matt, I thought that might have been arguably the toughest play of the game right there. I mean, because I felt like that was like our best drive in the third quarter. I don't remember any other drive because, again, in the third quarter, we were continuing to struggle, and that was like the one drive where it felt good. And they put the ball on the ground, nice design there on the triple option, and it's tough. It hurt. But I do give the defense credit for what they did the other day, Phil. I told these guys that when you hold an offense like that, who is statistically the best offense in the country right now, as well as they did, nobody's going to really stop those guys. I mean, they kind of have to stop themselves in a way, but you got to tackle them in the red zone. I thought they did a good job, and they didn't really give up any big passes that I know, maybe one or two. Thought that was better. You know, you can't stop everything with an offense like that, and they gave up some rushing yards. But to what they did in that third quarter, that's what sucked about it, because we couldn't get anything going offensively in the third. That's what hurt us, because the defense was actually getting stops, and I don't know, man, that's tough. But
I think, Charlie, one of the things that when I went back and watched the game again earlier this morning, I think of something that Clay has talked a lot to us about, Matt, something that Bobby Petrino pushes quite a bit. And it's the don't look at the box score, the final score, or anything. If you just watch the game and you figure out which quarterback is more uncomfortable, you'll know who won the football game. And I feel like that rewatching this Arkansas-Tennessee game, that, look, I mean, Aguilar took a couple of hits, but he was always able to get rid of the ball. He stood in there and never seemed to be really rushed. Talon was rushed. And they got to him a few times. And 2 fumbles are because they got to him a couple of times. So, you know, and look, I felt like I was watching at time last week, Matt, that I was watching last year's defense. Tackled a little bit better, couldn't get to the quarterback, couldn't make the big splash play, but did force a few punts, which was nice. But if you're going to be a team, and this is where that whole idea of the two sides have to complement each other, if it's going to be a team that gives the ball up as much as they do offensively, you got to have a defense that takes it back. And I don't just mean on punts. But I didn't see the defense make Aguilar very uncomfortable, and they didn't take the ball back. So there were those 2 aspects of it that I felt I saw a bit from last year.
Well, and you're on to it, but if your running back is averaging 9 yards a carry like Tennessee's was, man, it's tough. And I think one of the first things Petrino said when he got this job again, you got to be able to run the football and you got to be able to stop the run. We couldn't stop the run. We didn't. I mean, the defense played inspired. They flew. I thought it was our most physical game, so to speak. I thought they hit better. They didn't stand around and catch. They tried to deliver some of the contact, but still, I don't know a single Christian and I, the unit over here, we did the post game show. I don't know, and the thing is, Arkansas has been in the SEC since 1992, and my statement is, there's not been a single team in the SEC go play another SEC team, lose the turnover battle 3-0, and win the football game. That's so if we're breaking it, we're just trying to look at what can we do to be better. You're not going to beat anybody in this conference going to their house, creating 0 turnovers, and then turning the ball over 3 times.
Kevin and Rogers next up on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Hi, Kevin. Kevin going once and hanging up. Juwan in Fayetteville is there. He never hangs up. What's up, Juwan?
What's up, Phil? Man,
good to hear from you.
I think the Razorbacks will win a game whenever we don't fumble. Our defense.
Okay, when's that going to be, Juwan? I need a date. When's that going to happen?
Okay, I got a date. It'll be next game.
A&M?
No, who do we play next? Do we play Auburn? No, it won't be that game.
A&M,
Our next
Auburn,
home game
Mississippi
is
State.
Auburn, right? There we go. I think against Auburn, we can have some success and possibly get our first SEC win of the season in that game. If we protect the football, which is a big if with the Razorbacks this season. We all talked before the season, fellas. We led the nation in fumbles last year. It looks like we're on the same trajectory this season. Hopefully we can clean it up. Because it's the same thing. Remember, Coach Bobby is running the show. It's the same thing as under Coach Pitt. We're just fumbling the game away. Our defense came out. Tennessee was 3 of 9 on third down. We were getting them off the field, which was a miracle. Nobody thought we could do that. We were doing it. Offense has to protect the football, and we'll end up with a victory here or there. I think LSU is another team that we can beat simply because their offense isn't very good at all. So I'm kind of swaying towards Coach Bobby being the head hog, man, if everything goes. I don't care if he doesn't win the game. I like the way that we're playing on defense, and if the defense can continue to play a little bit like that, because all we need is a couple stops. Take advantage of that, and we can win a game. So I'm kind of liking what Coach Bobby has. He simplified the defense for running more of a base, not too much complicated things, and it worked this game. So let's see what goes from here on out.
Appreciate you, Juwan. Always good to hear from you. Hey, speaking of fumbles in the A&M game, C. McMahon, get ready for a groan. Texas A&M is tied for the SEC lead by forcing 11 fumbles.
We will fumble against Texas.
Tennessee is the other team by forcing 11 fumbles too. So you saw that about Tennessee. That's taught there. You could see them going after it every single time they're going to try to dislodge that ball. A&M's doing the exact same thing.
And their defensive line is better, so that's going to mean more pressure. Yeah.
which one of these open jobs is Travis Williams going to be the defensive coordinator for next year? Think about that. Some of these coaches that have already gotten fired, they're able to go ahead and start kind of plotting their next job. You got to think all these jobs being open, Travis Williams to be a D coordinator at one of these schools next year.
Well, you can put your house on the market before most others do. Robert in Fort Smith, you're next. Hi, Robert.
Hello, Phil. It's that day today. We got to play the Brewers. I don't know.
You sure do. Yeah, first of all, let's pour one out for C. Cubs here. All right, so I poured one out there for you. You feeling good about him? Blake Snell, they're going to let him go long? Do we even know who Milwaukee's throwing?
I don't know who Milwaukee's doing, but yeah, I mean the starters. But they've got to go long because the bullpen is crappy right now, and so we got to pitch starters, and we got to win a few couple of games. So if we lose one, that's fine, but we ain't gonna sweep. But I would like to see us get a couple in Milwaukee, at least get one.
You guys have you got the starting pitching to take it. Just better have like a 4-run lead going into the 9th inning.
Yes. And then Bono, whatever, however you pronounce his name, he's not bad. He's pretty good. Maybe he can get us through, but he can't go no 3 or 4. He's gonna have to, like you said, he goes 1. So
I'm pulling for Milwaukee and I'm pulling for Seattle, Robert. But that has nothing to do with you. I love you. You got your world championship last year. Your non-COVID world champion. I want to see a Brewers-Mariners World Series. Because, heck, Milwaukee hasn't been in one since, 82? Seattle's never been there. That'll give me some hope as a Pirates fan. No, it won't. I'm lying.
And then, real quick, I'd like to see James Franklin come, but that's my wish list. But I know everybody's going to be like, well, he lost it. You got to remember what he had at Penn State. He had sexual allegations all over he was dealing with when he first got there. That was a tragedy. And look where they're at. They're at least sitting at the table. They're not winning championships, but they're sitting at the table to get them. Ohio State has more money. Michigan has more money. If he could get us 9 wins, 10 wins a game or a year, I'm happy. I know it ain't going to happen, but it's just wishful thinking.
Robert, thanks a lot. Good to hear from you. And I agree. Like if you could convince James Franklin and have the right amount of money, not just for the salary or the coaching staff, but the team. He's a program builder, and he had something going at Vanderbilt before he took that job, man.
Here's the thing, though, Phil, and to all the listeners out there. James Franklin is the type of coach you fire your coach for to go get him. I just because these jobs are open right now, like it's like a Dabo Swinney. Like Dabo Swinney's gonna you'd be like, if Dabo showed interest in you fire your coach and you bring on Dabo. Same with James Franklin. James Franklin's gonna go wherever if he wants to coach or not, or if he wants to take a year off, whatever he wants to do. That's the type of coach that you would fire your coach if he was interested in coaching your program.
Now, I don't know what it's like to have that kind of salary or buyout or what it's like to be a football coach. I'd take a year off because I don't think he gets the full buyout if he takes another job. So take a year. Get a year, whatever that $49 million buyout will be for a year. Go and enjoy your hamburgers, like Coach O said.
It breaks down to he gets $937 an hour. So every single and it's not just
Did
a 40.
You do that math yourself?
No, I saw a little stat, but it's not a 40-hour work week. So we got to remember that it's every single hour till the end of time. But for the next 6 years, he gets $937 an hour is what he gets until he takes another job.
All right, now do our salaries at some point.
I make 14 cents a day, and I love every second of it.
Stay with Halftime. Back in a moment with 3 Up, 3 Down with Dr. Charlie Liggett.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18-month same-as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Man, this takes me back to the 2000s.
All your Y2K favorites are back for only $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
Does your Razorback closet need an upgrade? The University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you're looking for, only at Roback.com. They've custom designed the best hoodies, polos, and Q-zips for your school. Go check out this and more at Roback.com, and don't forget to use our link for 20% off. Use code RUSH25 at checkout on Roback.com for 20% off your first order. That's RHOBACK.com. 20% off all hoodies, joggers, and more with Rush 25. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Get 20% off on your first order with the code RUSH25.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Neil Young is getting old, searching for a heart of gold. His only #1 song is the #1 thing most people get wrong. We tend to think we're as good as gold, but in Jeremiah 17:9 it's told, the human heart is desperately wicked right from the start. The Holy Spirit will rip you apart, but then give you a new heart. Mine for the treasure of Jesus written in the scrolls. Otherwise, you're chasing fool's gold. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Oh, boy. Having fun on a Monday. It's a What are our Mondays? Some shows call it Reaction Monday. What do we call it?
Therapy Monday, man.
Therapy Monday.
We get it all because you know what, Phil? We're all buddies. We're all friends. It's like a family, and we're all in it together. So come around, take a load off. Let's hear about it, and then what we're gonna do is move on because it's Therapy Monday. I mean, come on.
Yeah, let's just try to, just look forward and feel better about ourselves. So that's what we'll do here as we bring on Dr. Charlie Liggett for 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down. Presented by River Valley Smile Center with Dr. Charles Liggett.
3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning, strike 3.
Charlie, I took a little bit of the blame for Braylon Russell's first career fumble because I was talking about it too much in the last couple of weeks. I think we need to get you the proper nickname. That's the reason Arkansas hasn't won a game yet. Charles didn't work. Charlie obviously hasn't worked. Chuck didn't work. Can I call you Chaz throughout today's segment?
Let's give it a shot. We need all we can get.
Okay, Chaz, that's fine by me. I'll start first here, and I think my first up is the idea of holding on to the football is cool. I think that's a pretty cool thing to focus on for the remaining games here in the 2025 football season. It's crazy to think about. You've outgained your opponent in 3 of 4 losses. But it's like looking at a box score is never going to tell you the story. This is a problem for the program. This was a problem under Kendall Briles as the offensive coordinator. This is a thing that was going on last year with Bobby Petrino as the head coach, independent of who the wide receivers coach is, who the tight ends coach has been, who the running back coach has been, who the offensive coordinator has been. And yes, even the head coach too. This program cannot hold on to the football. And if they're not going to hold on to the football, they're not going to win games. Got to give credit to Best of Arkansas Sports for doing a little bit of the research on this on college sports, on sports reference pages. Arkansas, since 2020, most fumbles in the country, 120. It ain't just this year. It didn't just last year. It's a thing. Matt, we got to talk a little bit more later on about maybe switching the footballs. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows?
It's like you said to Chaz. It's only weird if it doesn't work. And right now we're trying whatever we can to get it to work.
I've tried incense. I've tried candles. Nothing is working. So maybe switching the football could work. First down. So I rented a car this weekend to do the drive. I have a hybrid vehicle. My personal vehicle is a hybrid, and I do not like to drive now just the gas vehicles because you don't accelerate as quick off a stop or even trying to merge, or you know what it's like on I-40. Can I tell you, between Nashville and Knoxville is crazy. I need Therapy Monday just for those 2.5 hours of being on I-40. You think going between Little Rock and Memphis is nuts? Between Nashville and Knoxville was walnuts and almonds put together with pistachios. It was crazy. But I'm not, I have no problem with gas vehicles. That's not what it's about. I just want quicker acceleration. So I'm always going to get the hybrid or the EV, and I'm just going to be a lot faster. And that is as deep into engineering as I will ever get.
Well, it reminded me of what Johnny Carson said. He said there's only one fruitcake, and everybody passes it around to everybody else. Nobody actually ever orders a fruitcake, but if you got the walnuts, the pistachios, they're all jumbled in. They just pass it along. All right, here we go. My first up goes to the world of baseball. This is my favorite time of the year to watch baseball. I know I got 2 baseball fanatics in you and Dr. Charlie. Y'all know more baseball than I. Y'all forgot more baseball than I'll ever know. But I love this time of year. Seattle's up right now, 1-0 on Toronto. Dodgers and Brewers get it off today. Looking forward to it. I'll watch a little baseball. Looking forward to it. My first down goes to the Moody Blues. As you heard, we played a Moody Blues song in the last hour. We're going to play one each hour today. The bass is John Loge of Moody Blues. And maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Lodge. That's Lodge.
Lodge, I think.
Yep. So he passed on at age 82. He was a writer as well. We played I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. Earlier, we're going to play Ride My Seesaw and Isn't Life Strange, two other songs that he wrote. So a legend passed on over the weekend.
All right, Chaz, go for it.
Okay, my first up, we'll talk about the baseball team a little bit. So they played 2 exhibition games, I guess you call them fall series games. They played UALR on Friday and then Dallas Baptist on Saturday. So I got to make it up there and watch a little baseball. But on Saturday, Gibbler started, and he gave up a few barrels. He threw okay, but he I'm not worried about him. You know, I mean, it's going to happen. He left a couple balls up, and Dallas Baptist was a pretty solid team. I was pretty impressed. But then Dietz came in. His stuff looked really good. He didn't give up too much. A couple hard hit balls, but man, Brumbaugh, he hit the ball really hard. He looked good. Steele Eves came in late and looked really good. We didn't have a whole lot of offense going at all until the 7th, and then Cajillo and Robinette went back to back, and we hit the ball pretty well. Ended up winning that game. But what I was going to tell you earlier, Phil, Ryder on Friday, Ryder took a foul ball, hard hit foul ball off the cup.
Ooh.
And
was he drinking water there at the plate? What do you mean?
Off his protective cup.
Oh, that one. Ouch.
And he stayed in the game and played like another inning or two. Anyway, they took him to the hospital. They took him to the ER after that. And
what are you laughing at back there, C unit? That hurts.
Man, I can't imagine. So, I mean, it must have just been a precautionary thing, but, I mean, you can have, pretty bad contusions or torsions. Or
let's stop talking about that. Ooh, that hurts even.
So that's all I'll say about it. But when Dave was asking about it, he didn't really act like it was too big of a deal. So I'm not too worried about it. But I'll tell you what.
You'd think it was a bigger deal if it happened to you, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Mike Anu, the center fielder, that guy is legit. And Britton Clark, I think he has just about won a position out there. He robbed the home run. I think it was either maybe in the 8th that would have tied it up. But Mike Anu was playing incredible defense. They just put on a clinic. But another thing, Cajillo looks really skinny. So I think that mono thing was true because he definitely has lost weight from last year.
Well, now's the time to be building that strength back up because that's somebody that they're definitely going to. I was going to say, I'm really glad to hear he'd hit a home run, just because I knew about all the weight that he'd lost, and what you really lose is your power, your bat speed, which is the thing that makes him special. All right, is there anything else there? There's a lot.
And then and then I'll go to my down real quick, and it just goes to Tennessee fans after that Brian Mallett picture on the boat. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's pretty terrible.
Agreed. I thought that was egregiously bad. Bad. All right, I got a second up, and this goes to Ohio State football with Michigan and Penn State all over the headlines for the wrong reasons. Ohio State just continues to motor right along, and now that date with Penn State doesn't look quite as big as it used to. It's still going to be a big game, of course. The Michigan game obviously is just as big, but then I think we might be, Matt, looking at Ohio State defending their national championship in a way that we haven't seen since Georgia. So they got a clear line of sight now. My second down was originally going to go to Justin Fields and the Jets' pass offense. Did they really have minus 10 yards? But I think my second down is just going to be talking about testicular injuries. Ouch. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, everybody moves a little bit. Everybody's squaring. Whenever you say that or see it, every guy kind of moves a little like, all right. My second up goes to the Taylon Green and Mike Washington. I'm trying to look and find Omega Blake as well. On that offensive side, I think those dudes are studs. I think Mike Washington and Taylon Green are going to play on Sundays. Taylon Green has not. To me, he's done this year is elevate himself in a draft board to getting picked for the next level. So, and all you can do is keep fighting. I mean, this team's going to go 2-10. There's nothing you can do about that. So go out there and keep fighting. My second down goes to. So I'm not as much of a traveler as you two crazy kids are, but I used to travel a lot more in my youth. So check this out. Airlines are going to start charging an extra fee if you want to recline your seat back.
What? Well,
Right.
I mean,
Oh my
there's a
gosh.
whole debate as to whether or not you should even recline your seat.
That's yeah, right.
They're going to
Like,
charge you $10 to push a button
To
and move back 1 inch.
It's wild on the frontier.
All right. Well, then, can I pay for one of the flight attendants to massage my feet? Can we do that? Or it's a person sitting next to me. Why not? We might as well get.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody's toes when I'm on the airplane. I need
Yeah.
all the toes need to be clothed.
Go ahead, Chaz.
All right, my second up, real quick. Sorry, C Cub. I'm gonna give it to the Brewers. Pretty good win to clinch that. Up 2-0. Looked like they were going to kind of run away with it, and then they got back 2-2 and did a great job on the mound in Game 5 and got it done. I'm kind of with you, Phil. It'd be fun to see a Mariners Brewers series. That'd be fun. My down. So last week I didn't get to be on. I was coming back from Charlotte because I watched the Dolphins get beat, collapsed in the second half, and this week same thing happened again. And I think, unfortunately, it's probably the end for McDaniel, which I really don't like because I really like him. But they've lost 4 games and they're trailed by a touchdown or less in the final 2 minutes, and just not getting it done, unfortunately.
What's your thoughts on Tua and he was talking about they're having a players only meeting and then you have players acting like clowns in a players only. I mean, because
Or they're not even going to the meeting.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I think the biggest offenders of missing the meetings and late to meetings was Tyreek and Jalen Ramsey.
Makes sense.
But
Makes sense.
But obviously, if he's saying it to yesterday, then there's still players that aren't. So I think there's all kinds of things going on with that team, and they'll probably just need to start over and clean house and start from there, which is unfortunate. Because like I said, I really like McDaniel. I think he's a brilliant mind, but I just don't know. He's really a player's coach.
Think about Penn State, Mike McDaniel. Think about we've been talking a little bit about all these jobs opening up in college coaches, but Mike McDaniel, because in my opinion, Chaz, I would think McDaniel's an offensive coordinator anywhere in the country, anywhere he wants to be. But to be a head coach, maybe you step back a little bit. Could you see McDaniel, and he's kind of got that youthful exuberant? Could you see him moving to the college ranks?
So here's why I have trouble with that. Is because his offense is not just an offense that you just pick up. Like it takes NFL guys 3 years to get on the same page with that offense. And nowadays in college, you don't have that kind of time. Right. You got to be on the same page a whole lot quicker. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he could dumb it down a little bit, but they've tried that whenever Tua's gone down, and it hasn't looked nearly the same as it did when everybody was flying and on the same page. So I don't know. It could happen, but I see him more as he's going to need the guys around there a little longer, I think.
All right, I got a third up, and it is 65 years ago today, one of the greatest moments in American sports history.
Fire throws. Here's a swing and a high fly.
That is Bill Mazeroski hitting a bottom of the ninth inning home run to win the 1960 World Series over the New York Yankees. And this is what we are reduced to as Pittsburgh Pirates fans. This is what they do. At 3:36 in the afternoon is when that home run cleared the fence at Forbes Field. There are people right now, that fence is still up right next to the Katz School of Business on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. There are people right there at the fence that are listening to the broadcast of that game, grilling hot dogs, dozens to hundreds of them, and they will cheer like they just won the World Series at 3:36 when the ball cleared the fence 65 years ago today. That is what we are reduced to as Pirates fans. We get to celebrate previous moments and nothing today. I did have another up, if I could just throw one in there for a previous conversation. It's one of these great ideas I have. This could save some catchers. Kevlar jock straps. Let's look into this at some point. Third down, having your mind made up about the Arkansas coaching search based upon anything that happened in this last game against Tennessee and really what happens in the next 3 weeks too, because I think it's much more about program building moving forward. Go ahead.
All right. Very cool. The Milwaukee Bucks now have 3 brothers on the same team. The first time in the history of NBA that you got 3 brothers that could be out there on the same team. Now, do you think 2 guys come out of the woodworks and say they're LeBron's brothers so he can be brothers with somebody on the court next year? Be like, hey, look, these are my brothers. Yeah. Anyways, the Greek Freak, his brothers Theonis and Alex. So I don't know why they went with a normal name for the last one, but pretty cool. And then the third down, it just kind of goes to just college football in general, how amazing it is, and then how you can fall from grace. Penn State's Jimmy Franklin, 13 wins last year, loses back-to-back games that when they were 20-point favorites. Penn State says we're going to do better. And that is the other thing. You know, you think when he got there, Penn State wasn't winning 10 games a year when he got there.
First 2 seasons, they were 7-6.
Yeah. You would think, how much do you have to put into where everybody gives you a time and says, okay, maybe this year wasn't the best, because expectations were it was championship or bust. But I don't think he just all of a sudden forgot how to coach.
Chaz, you can take us home here.
Okay. On Friday, I went to Peacemaker Fest here at Fort Smith and caught a guy named Steven Wilson Jr. And if you guys haven't ever listened to him, you should check him out. He was really, really cool. We had a good time, and kind of a grunge sound. If you can imagine a country guy that sounds kind of like Chris Cornell. It was a cool sound. You enjoyed that concert. And then this weekend, I'm going to watch Little Feat and Tedeschi Trucks and Government Mule playing in Raleigh. So I'm going to go check them out this weekend.
Nice.
He's always traveling, man.
That's cool, yeah.
A day in the life of Chaz. That's right.
I think after this, we're staying home for a while.
Yeah, might as well. Well, by the way, if Arkansas beats A&M, you're Chaz for the rest of the season, and there's nothing you can do about that.
All right, I'll take it.
Hey, I want to ask you, because I know when it comes to people's smiles, sometimes people don't like to smile because of chipped or stained or uneven teeth. And I know aside from everything else that River Valley Smile Center can help out with, specifically cosmetic dentistry is something that's very important there.
Yeah, and another thing on top of that, we've been doing a lot of clear aligners for clear braces, Invisalign type braces, and goes right along with the cosmetic dentistry and all that kind of thing. If you're kind of embarrassed, you don't like smiling around people, that hurts me when people just can't smile. So it's one of the most satisfying things about what I do is just being able to change somebody's basically change their life by allowing them to smile again and be themselves. So that's something we love to do here. Just come see us. We'd love to get you fixed up.
Yeah, at the River Valley Smile Center, they'll combine expert care and artistic skill, creating beautiful, natural-looking results, and you'll feel relaxed and comfortable in the dental chair. 479-646-0706, rivervalleysmiles.com. Doc, go ahead and take us home.
Come see us at River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family. Go Hogs.
Always good, Chaz. We'll do it again next week. Now stay with Halftime. We'll return in just a moment.
You ever feel like an animal in a zoo?
Only regularly.
Just every time we go out,
every time I go places.
This is Halftime.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Woke up Sunday morning with a great sense of peace that this was the right decision at the right time.
This is halftime.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavor soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
Hardee's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two. With fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's country. Download the app and join My Rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great pastor appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Port Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Sound, smell, touch, there's something inside that we need so much. The sight of a touch, or the scent of a sand, or the strength of an oak with roots deep in the ground. The wonder of flowers to be covered and then to burst up through tarmac to the sun again, or to fly to the sun without burning a wing, to lie in a meadow and hear the grass sing, to have all these things in our memory stored, and the use them to help us.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
And Matt, some of the sound effects that Moody Blues uses, I still remember because my parents love Moody Blues. And I remember, I know some of the songs, but it is some of it's a little weird, and not in like a bad way. It's just there's a sound there that you don't get in many other places. Bobby Petrino reporting at his weekly Monday press conference that tight end Andreas Pashka has had surgery and is out for the remainder of the year. So that'll leave you down to a couple of tight ends in Jaden Platt and Rohan Jones. Jones did have a touchdown catch, and Pashka wasn't available. I don't know what the injury is, but he wasn't available for this last game. They're also saying David Oki is expected to miss a couple of games, and safety Caleb Wooden is okay after sustaining an injury in the fourth quarter against Tennessee. So all of that injury-related news, and of course there'll be plenty of sound coming this next day from the Bobby Petrino press conference. Here is Coach Petrino Saturday after the loss on the fumbles.
We got to understand that when we're running to the left, that we just got to tuck the ball away and take what we get, not try to make that throw with the pressure on him. And so we talked about that on the sideline. We work hard all the time on ball security, and that was a heck of a football game out there. The speed of their defense and the collisions and the physicality of the game, caused a couple of those fumbles. You got to give them credit too, because they ran fast to the football.
And that's exactly what Texas A&M is going to be doing. But then, these teams watch every team that you're playing for the remainder of the year, even the two that everyone's looking forward for the end of the year and saying, well, those are the two games you can win. The end of the month, Auburn and Mississippi State. Those two teams are watching all this film. They're coming after the ball too. To me, this is the defining story now of the season. Can Arkansas hold on to the ball enough to win a game down the line?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into it. Other teams as well don't want to be the embarrassment. If you lose to Arkansas, now they're kind of gonna perk up. They think, hey, this is the game we can win, and you're exactly right. Everything that every team does with success, the other teams see that on film. They understand what was the moment of the game. Was it? How are they on third down? What are their tendencies, so to speak? They're going to do the exact same things that other teams do.
Earlier in the show, Matt had mentioned about the idea of maybe switching footballs. I want to ask him about that after this break. Stay with us. We'll wrap up hour number 2 of Halftime.
If you were a woman.
This is Halftime.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust. Valley Family Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Bow season is underway, and the Arkansas Alternative Firearms season opens October 16th. Jelco Outdoors has all your muzzle loading and straight wall cartridge supplies. Check out the CBA Scout, Franke, Ruger, Savage, Tikka, and Winchester straight wall rifles in calibers 350 Legend, 45-70 Gov, 360 Buckhammer, and 400 Legend. Jelco has the largest selection of hunting clothing, footwear, and hunting supplies in the River Valley. Get ready to go deer hunting at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Are you an electrician that's looking for a smaller, non-corporate job? Well, I'm here in studio with Sloan Walker of Sloan Electric, starting 40, 45 hours a week, anywhere from $20 to $28 an hour, depending on the experience.
Yeah, that's all correct. We offer competitive pay. We have 6 paid major holidays. I'm working on some other benefits to go with those for my current employees and future employees. Best way to get in contact with me is just give me a phone call or text at 479-461-4302. Sloan Electric. We can power up together.
If you or a loved one experienced emotional distress due to slow internet 25 years ago, Taco Bell believes you're entitled to a delicious escape. The Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos, 7-layer burrito, caramel apple empanada, and more, all $3 or less. Claim 5 returning faves and relive what you love from the 2000s. If you already suffered dial-up, don't wait any longer. Experience Taco Bell's decades Y2K menu now. At participating stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Walked into the room. There was voodoo in the vibes. I was captured by your style, but I could not get you right. Now I stand here helplessly. You get into me. I so.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
I had planned on bringing up the idea of switching footballs with Matt Jones, but we got a phone call first on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, and it is Brian in Ozark who has called us. Brian, what's up?
What's up? Just wanted to get on here and say Steve Sarkisian is a complete joke.
Really? Who is this?
Garbage. Archie himself would be better right now.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, Brian. Are you sure?
I only call you guys when I wait for my mom to come home from work. I listen to the Hit That Line app every night to fall asleep.
Well, you might be the only one right now who does that. Is Brian okay? I just had to hang up on him because I really felt like that.
A little staticky.
Is that a zombie, Brian, that's called
homogenized?
He's kissing up. I think he's back to being a Razorback fan.
What do you mean? He should be feeling good. Texas just beat Oklahoma. They just beat their arch rival. Arch had his best game of the year. I mean, what's going on here?
Did you see the beauty queen move? It was just like, that's Miss Austin, Texas right there. He was waving by, and the way he was waving by, you're like, oh, he's been beauty pageant winner before. Good for him.
I want to give credit to Colton Little. That was not the real Brian. I don't want to get sued about this, okay? So that was the not real Brian in Ozark, but that's the one that I think is in the back of everybody's mind when he calls anyway. That's AI Brian in Ozark. But it really sounded like him, didn't it? It really sounded like him. Yeah. Hey, Matt, while I got you up here, tell me what's going on at Sawyer's these days.
Man, if you've ever thought about a sunroom, or if you've even gotten a quote from one of the national companies, Buzz over at Sawyer Sunrooms in Fort Smith wants to have a chance at getting you a better price. With over 35 years of experience in sunrooms, patio covers, driveways, and decorative concrete, there's no job too big or too small because Sawyer Sunrooms is locally owned and operated. They are able to give you the best service and the best prices and have been serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas since 1990. That's longer than the Hogs have been in the SEC. Check them out at Sawyers-sunrooms.com and tell them Matt sent you.
And you can call or text us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline at 877-377-6963. Matt, I've been nervous in my career now that we're going to be replaced by AI chatbots at some point. It's the callers that will get replaced by the AI chatbot first. As Brian in Ozark, fake Brian in Ozark, just gave us his first ever call. Probably won't be his last. Anybody want to try an AI version of Eduardo the Sherpa in Clarksville? That would break artificial intelligence in half. We go into hour number 3 of halftime, and there are no guests. It is you and us, and we are back in just a moment.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your Shelter Insurance agent, Randy Hughes, in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be right around the middle 80s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Overnight, low upper 50s to low 60s. On Tuesday, right back to sunshine. Our high on Tuesday in the low to mid 80s. Wednesday, sunshine, a high, low 80s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Some of you'll be mad and sad, but do what we need you to do.
ESPN 95.3. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. What can't they dominate? And we not doing it. We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field. Yeah.
People said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
That's even one Razorback. It's vintage Matt Jones. The Cinderella story is over, man. Let's go.
Call or text 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Welcome back on halftime, our third and final hour of the afternoon. It's 101, and you're listening to ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and the Hit That Line Now app. I'm Phil Elson. Matt Jones is my partner, and in studio with the one and only C Unit, Kristen Johnston. We have no guests in this third hour, so you can get with us anytime. Lewis Automotive Hotline's open, 877-377-6963. And Adam Schefter is reporting that the first NFL firing has happened. Well, head coach firing. I think there's been a few assistants who've been let go up to this point, but Brian Callahan has been fired as the Tennessee Titans head coach with a 4-19 record. So what do we have? 9? How many? I didn't count how many
Chad
jobs
Morris.
are open in the SEC or in college football. Penn State, Arkansas, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, Stanford, Oregon State, UAB. That's 7. Stanford, I know, has a coach, but it's an interim coach, so that's 7. 7 college firings before the first NFL firing. And that just came out. Also coming out a few moments ago, actually more than an hour ago, was the first basketball AP poll. As we are, what, are we 2 weeks? We're a little more than 2 weeks from the start of the season. And Purdue is number 1, followed by Houston, Florida, UConn, and St. John's. Duke, Michigan, BYU, Kentucky, and Texas Tech rounding out the top 12. Texas Tech, Louisville, UCLA, Arizona, Arkansas. Arkansas is number 14 to begin the season.
Corey Beck, that's a good number. 14.
I like the number 14. That's my birthday.
Yeah.
Pretty good with
Maybe
that.
it's a good sign.
Carter Knox and DJ Wagner are preseason All-SEC third-teamers. No Razorbacks voted to the first or second team All-SEC. Alex Condon of Florida, Josh Hubbard of Mississippi State, Otega Owe of Kentucky, Tahad Pettiford of Auburn, and LeBaron Philon Jr. of Alabama.
What about first-round draft pick Boogie Flan? Is he making the first or second team?
Second team.
There we go.
Do you think Boogie would make the starting squad on the current Razorback
That's what
team?
they just said. He's second team. We don't have any second teamers. He's the best point guard in the country is what all these people were telling me.
Well, I mean, the whole point here was that you were bringing in a point guard, and in Darius Acuff, you have a point guard in Carter Knox.
No.
Well, I'm sorry, in DJ Wagner, and the feeling was that Flan was going to be a one and done. But there he is, second team All-SEC with defending champion Florida. Owe is the SEC preseason player of the year, and the Hogs are picked 5th behind Florida, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama. So it's all there out in front of you. This tells me, Matt, that this is a team that, at least right now, because they're ranked 14th preseason, that's low enough for, a pretty talented team that some could say nobody believed in us. You know how it goes sometimes. Nobody believed in us, even though you're ranked 14th. Let's go the Georgia route from a few years ago. Well, preseason rankings matter not. I didn't even look at I could pull up the preseason college football poll and wonder how many teams are still in there right now.
Well, we know one of them's already lost their coach. That was number 2 team in the country to start the season, and coach is gone.
Well, why don't I pull those rankings up? Might as well, because Texas was supposed to win the national championship. Number 1, Penn State number 2, Clemson number 4. Is Clemson even in the rankings right now? I printed them out, but it's not like I memorized the rankings. Let's see, who else? For the most part, it's not that bad. Some of these ranked. Florida was ranked 15th. They're nowhere near the rankings now. Indiana ranked 20th, all the way up to 3rd at the moment. Ole Miss was 21st, all the way up to 4th, I think, right now, or 5th. They're 5th, right behind A&M. And Tennessee was 24th. So there really haven't been too many teams in the preseason rankings that have fallen out. It's just when you get number 1 and number 2 falling out at the same time. Did Texas get back in? Yeah, they're 21st after the win over Oklahoma. Hey, John Mateer's Heisman odds have dropped dramatically now with those 3 interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for the year.
You think that was a good idea? I know hindsight's 20/20, but you think that's a good idea to rush him back just to play in that game?
Didn't appear to really work very well. I mean, I can't imagine that that the thumb felt 100%. Not like I wasn't able to watch the game, but I mean, it was just 3 weeks. I think they said the earliest he'd be back was 3 weeks. Maybe it was rushed back a bit. But I mean, if you threw 3 interceptions for the entire season, and then your first game out after the injury and it's a thumb injury, 3 more interceptions, I understand That Texas defense is pretty good, but I don't know if it's necessarily the same kind of idea of the way Mateer was playing earlier. Matt, I got to bring up the footballs because this is something you'd mentioned in the first segment of the show. The deal with fumbles in Arkansas is crazy because it's not like it can't not be front of mind for anybody who handles the ball for this year's team. You know, maybe they weren't thinking about, this last year they fumbled a bunch. Talon obviously would have known it. Braylon would have known it. But it's a program thing. I mean, this goes all the way back to 6 seasons ago. 120 times Arkansas ball handlers have lost the ball, whether they've just dropped it or it's been a bad snap, or like it was against Tennessee, some plays made by their guys where you were a little careless with the ball, and I think Talon was a little careless. But in football, you choose the ball that you're running your offense with. It's a Nike ball that they use. And I don't know if there's any difference between the Nike ball and Adidas or Wilson or what.
There's difference. Yes, there is. The way the leather is or whatever you use. But it's different in the fact that one of them might be a little bit longer and one of them might be a little bit wider. They're not the same. Like a baseball is all the same. I would correlate it to a baseball bat. You can have different specifications for a baseball bat, but they all look the same when you're just looking. Like a golf club, if you're hitting a 3-iron or you're hitting a 9-iron, if you're looking from 10 yards away, you can't tell that, hey, that's a 3-iron, it's a 9. But the same thing with a football. They're all going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you want a bigger, fatter one, if you want a slimmer, longer one. I don't know if I'm sure somebody out there has done the numbers and said this is the ball that running backs hold on to more. But it's getting to the point now where it's so ridiculous that I don't even know if there are numbers that support either way. Like it's 120 fumbles since 2020. Is that what we're going on right now?
That's what the article of Best of Arkansas Sports
that
said.
Is why how have we beat anybody? How have you beat anybody and you can't hold on to the ball?
That's exactly right. You know, it's like, so it's an offense that can move up and down the field a little bit on you, but what does it matter if they lose the ball as often as they do? And I don't know if it's a matter you got to go to extremes. Like you're going to hold on to the ball with 2 hands every time?
Yes. Yeah. No, we're at that point. You have to do something because if
it's Talon, if it's a couple like the plays with Talon, his fumbles.
That's an effort fluky play. It's a fluke. That's a fluke play. That's not a normal play. That's a fluke play that happens, and you have to. He's trying to make a play. The effort type things. That's one of those. I think here's what it is in my mind that I can't get around, Phil. It's just the biggest discrepancy in the fact that we have so many fumbles and we don't cause other teams to turn the ball over. That's where you're like, well, we turn the ball over every single game. How do we not get somebody else to get some turnovers?
And it's not like those two things would go together. It's not every team that has problems holding on to the ball that also doesn't force a lot of turnovers. But man, when you have a team where that is an unfortunate defining characteristic, you end up with games that you should have won, but you didn't because of the biggest if in football, which is ball security. Think of some of the games last year. That Oklahoma State game, should have won that game, obviously. I mean, I felt like that watching Ole Miss. Felt like that watching Tennessee. And you didn't have like the big lead or anything like you had in that game, but hold on to the ball, you win a game. The problem I have with this, though, Matt, is sometimes people make it sound like it's so easy. If we hold on to the ball, we're going to win that game. If. Yeah, but the if is answered in a negative fashion so often that, there's more than anything, it's hope. Hope is not a plan. Hope is, I hope we hold on to the ball, but you're watching knowing full well what you've seen in the previous 3-4 weeks.
It's potential to get you fired. This guy potentially has the chance to be great. Well, what is he right now? What can we do right now to go play?
And I don't know what it is. It's like, have a seance, get a Ouija board out,
You need homie from Major League to come by and sacrifice a chicken. You got to have something happen.
And not a bucket of chicken either, like the real thing.
You got to do something to get the bad juju out of there. 100%.
Somebody light a cigar, throw it at Joe Boo, don't drink his rum. That's probably what happened.
Yeah, stay away from the rum.
Don't drink his rum. Stay away from that, and I don't know what else to do here about that, but the fumbles are the defining characteristic.
So every year when I was at Arkansas, and this is, years ago, but there'd be 4 or 5 different footballs down there. I'd go down there with Tim Chaney, and I guess in my first year I didn't because I wasn't the starting quarterback. But whoever the quarterback is, you go down there and there's hey, you take 2 or 3 different footballs out to practice. Which one do you like? The quarterback kind of gets a little bit of the say so. At least that's how it was back then. It's like what football do you throw the best? What football do you like the best and gives you the most confidence? And they're all a little bit of a different type of a size.
Does a glove help in some cases? Just holding on to having something a little tackier. You could feel like I'm reaching here, really just reaching here for the things about the fundamentals of holding the ball, which you and Clave talked so much about in these last few weeks. The 3 points of pressure, and it's the same idea as the if that I hear from baseball so often. It's 2 things: if we could throw strikes, if we would be able to make the routine plays. Those are big ifs. Those aren't the small things. These are the big things in that sport. It's the same idea in basketball. If we held on to the ball better, if we didn't turn it over so often, well, that turns into a defining characteristic about a team. These fumbles, this is not a small thing. These are not things that I think are just corrected like that because you're thinking about it. There's something up with it.
It's almost messes you up if you start thinking about it. What do they say about football players or ball players? Don't think, just play. That's when you play your best. If you're sitting there thinking about it, and that's just about as bad as any of it.
877-377-6963 to get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Want to remind you about Sterling Bank, your community bank in Northwest Arkansas. You'll always get a pleasant and productive experience at Sterling Bank. They feature top-notch customer service. Every transaction feels personal because these are not just your bankers, they are your friends and neighbors. Sterling Bank, deeply committed to the people, business, and organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive. If you're looking for local, friendly banking that fits your needs, Sterling Bank is in Fayetteville, Rogers, or Bentonville, and at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank, invested in you, committed to Northwest Arkansas. Back in a moment. This is Halftime.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
We're talking with legendary Arkansas running back Felix Jones here on the Morning Rush. You could hoop a little bit back in the day, couldn't you?
Man, I tried, yeah. That was actually my first kind of love in sports. And my dad was playing, and then Grover called us. So we had to go other places, and I took all the ability I had from each and every sport to take the football, and it seemed to work perfectly.
This is the Morning Rush, weekdays from 9 to 11, only on ESPN 95.3.
No one's going to get Felix Jones.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
It's a whole new look at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal. It's not done yet, but the remodeling sale is on now at Harry Robinson.
Yes, Tommy, when you pulled in, I mean, I hope you're just as excited as what I am, man. The remodel sale is what we're calling it. You know what I mean? We've got new additions going on to the building. We've got the grand reopening sale that's going to be coming up at the end of this month. But come down here now, save some money. You can get almost $10,000 off of a new F-150, and we can get you locked in right now at 72 months at 3.9% financing.
And despite all the work, your inventory is bigger than it's ever been.
Yes, it really is. You know, with us doing this remodel, Ford has allocated us and given us more inventory. So, I mean, we were talking about this just earlier. You know, this lot is slammed with inventory right now, and we've got to move it. So come down here and see us, Harry Robinson Salisal Ford.
Savings up to $10,000 off during the remodeling sale. Going on at Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
A new era of chicken is here to stay, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina chicken menu from Taco Bell is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned. Take it tacoed up in a crispy white corn tortilla with cheese inside and out, or wrapped in a burrito with fresh purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. However you like it, you'll never chicken the same way again. Get yours today at your nearest Taco Bell and join rewards to earn free food. Available at participating stores. Rewards points are earned with qualifying purchases. All items while supplies last. Subject to terms.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050, COP CDL Academy.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Isn't life strange? A turn of the page. Can read like before. Can we ask for more? Each day passes by. How hard man will try. The sea will not wait. You know it makes me want to
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Earlier in the, I think it was wrapping up hour number 2. I would say C Unit, have the fake Brian and Ozark phone call for the Eastside Liquor podcast, because it was a highlight of the show. But they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Were we being sincere, Matt?
Well, I think that, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody else, but I don't have a problem with Brian from Ozark. He loves his team. He doesn't like the Hogs. I mean, what else? It's just kind of, you have to have a protagonist and you have to have an antagonist, right? So I think it's just part of, now I know There's others that feel like, hey, he should call in other shows. Why is he talking so much about Arkansas? It does to me. I'm okay. He hadn't done nothing to me to make me not. I have nothing wrong with Brian.
All I know is that I turned on Batman in 1990 to watch Nicholson just as much as I did to watch Michael Keaton. Here's Brian in Ozark, the
What's
real
up?
Brian in Ozark. Ah, that was the fake one. Brian, you are the real Brian in Ozark now. What's up, Brian?
Not much. That's pretty funny though. So Colton needs to get a life. But anyways,
It was
Let
really
me
good.
ask
I mean,
you
right down to the throat clearing. It was perfect.
let
Colton
me
did
ask-
great.
yeah. So let me ask you this though. Everybody talks about what a great quarterback Taylor Green is. This is what I've seen, other than lucking out against Tennessee last year. In 2 years, he's beaten nobody. He's not beaten a top-ranked team. He's not done anything. He has lost to everybody except Tennessee last year. Where is he a great quarterback except stat-wise? He loses everything.
I still see a quarterback who is amazingly talented, is the best athlete on the field more times than not, but there's still some finer points of the position that he hasn't improved. I think he's improved in some areas from last year, but there's still a rawness. I think there's still a rawness to Taylor.
If Taylon Green would have been Texas's starting quarterback this year, that Texas would be undefeated. There's no.
Well,
there's
he was
no
at
question.
Texas, and he couldn't make the three deep at Texas. That's why he went to Boise. You know, Boise was better off without Taylon. You know, so I mean, Boise went to the playoffs. Taylon is great for Arkansas, but he's not great for anybody else.
Well, we don't know what would have worked out for him at Boise last year. I mean, maybe they might have been just as good with him as without him.
I think they had a little running back named Alshon Gentry that was he was kind of dominant.
But Brian does make a point that's true. I mean, I think Taylon is an amazing athlete. You know, and so often you look at a quarterback's record, even though he's not responsible for the other side of the field, and like he wasn't on the field for the last drives against Tennessee, and you know, look. I mean, I think Brian made points that are legitimate with this here, and it's like the fumbles from this last game for Taylon Green. Some of that's on the blocking because you could just those were 4-man rushes. There was nothing special about that. Somebody just missed a block or missed an assignment, and he's running for his life. But I felt like there's got to be a little bit more, I don't know if awareness is the right word, or just trying to hold on to the ball instead of doing something with the guy right behind you where it became a lot easier for them to knock the ball out. And it's not just this year. We saw the same thing from him last year as well. But the other aspect goes along with this too. If he was playing for another team, look at Texas doesn't have some great offensive line this year, but he's playing for another team that protects better. He wouldn't have to be running for his life so often.
He tries to do too much sometimes.
But Matt, you know the position better than anybody that's listening right now, and it to me, I see somebody who's got all the characteristics you'd want to be a great quarterback. It's just there still is a rawness. Do you see an improvement from last year?
No question about it. And some of those, like the very first play of the game, he got blitzed on, and it looked like he was ready to fire. It looked like his feet were set, and he's ready. And I can't see the all 22 tape, so I don't know if his hot read is not making the right. And so then you see him try to go somewhere, and then you got to take off when they're bringing somebody weak that you can't block. I saw that happen, I don't know, 4 times this last game. And I'd write a little note down. It's like he looks like he's ready to fire it when he sees that blitz, and he does. Like, go back to the very first play that the Detroit Lions ran yesterday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Blitz comes on the other side. Blitz. Jared Goff just goes right to his outside out and hits him, throws it right to him, and they're on the same page. It looked like Taylon was starting to do that, but maybe the receiver didn't get the option, because for whatever reason he didn't throw it that time.
Now, the other aspect about, was Taylon Green ever on the Texas Longhorns?
He does. See, that's the stuff I guess that I would say it's like, don't be dumb though. Like, obviously Taylon Green's a better quarterback than Arch Manning right now. Like, don't just.
It was last year's
be
running
honest.
back.
Be honest about it.
It was Jaquindon Jackson who didn't make the depth chart as a quarterback at Texas. I think
he's from the Dallas area. I think Taylor Green is. I don't know what's
this Taylor Green here. I think Arch Manning didn't really do all that much to beat Oklahoma. I mean, 175-yard touchdown drive. Their other touchdown was on a punt return. He didn't lose them the game. He didn't really do much to win them the game. Taylor Green's going to do things to win the game if he's playing for Texas or for Arkansas. But the other aspect, too, is that there's some things that go along with that can lose you the game.
You put Taylor Green around better players, he's only going to play better. He's not going to bring him down. He's the best athlete on the field just about every game we've seen this year. Dude's a baller. It's not the fact that we're not winning any games. It is not. If you take Taylor Green out and put somebody else in, it's probably not going to look better. It's not Taylor Green's fault that we're losing.
But you won't be converting. What was it? Third and 18 when the pass rush forces him out on that big horseshoe U near the sideline.
How cool was that? There's not. Tell me another quarterback in the SEC that could have made that play right there. I don't know that there is. I mean, he looked like he should be going out for the track team to do the 300 hurdles. Like the dude has some strides about him.
877-377-6963 if you want to get in on the conversation on Taylor Green or anything involving quarterbacks. Crabtree RV Center in Alma. They've been serving our listening audience for 3/4 of a century and counting. And every time at Crabtree RV, you'll get the best RV purchasing experience. Folks on site help you choose the right RV, featuring personalized financing. They have a top-of-the-line parts and service department on site where I-40 and I-49 come together in Alma and online at crabtreerv.com. Fall is here. Not too late to let Crabtree RV get you started on your next adventure. We'll be back with more Halftime in the home stretch. Stay with us.
What is there to look forward to, if anything, for the rest of this football season?
This is Halftime.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Well, you can tell disgrace, drag my name all over the place. Don't care anymore. You can tell by the state I'm in, you won't catch me crying 'cause I just can't win. Don't care anymore. Don't care anymore. Care what you say. I don't play the same games you play. 'Cause I've been talking to the people that you call friends, and it seems to me there's a means to one and they don't care anymore.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. Home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
You know, to be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
This Mike Tomlin, the Steelers get the Bengals this Thursday. Doesn't make any sense to me. The Bengals GM must be a lot smarter than I am. Oh, I love that. Shots fired, and it's not even close to game day yet. Got 3 days.
I like it when you get a little worked up, Tomlin. They're 4-1. They're feeling good. I'm all for a Mike Tomlin press conference and getting it going on. How about this though? Joe Flacco, 29 of 45 attempts. He's only there for 4 days. They're like, we're going to throw it around the yard 45 times. Of course I want to go play for it's like, why would you? Of course I want to. You're going to let me throw it around 45 times to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Let's go.
Average just under 5 yards a catch, too. 2 touchdowns. The thing Flacco always does, well, I shouldn't say always. He has his games against the Steelers, so we'll see that Thursday.
It's a short week, quick turnaround. Yeah,
yep, that's right. Bills, Falcons, Bears, Commanders tonight. That's one of those dual Monday night football nights. I don't like it. I don't like the two games at the same time on a Monday night.
Do
Whatever
it on
happened to just
Sunday
doing
night.
one?
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. Monday should be the standalone. Throw one game up there, unless you want to do an East Coast West Coast thing. They used to do this to start the season. They'd have an East Coast game go off about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you'd have a West Coast game go off, 7, 8 o'clock. So you could do that. But the other thing I don't get, Phil, is one game starts just an hour before the other game. So
Yeah.
they're both going to be going on at the same time.
That's the thing. It's like you would expect, because it's all the same company that's airing the games, you would expect you might line up one right after the other. And then there's the baseball playoffs, the championship series. Mariners and Blue Jays again tonight.
I'll be watching a little bit of that tonight. What are you watching? Are you going to watch baseball playoffs, or will you watch Monday Night Football?
Yes.
Is that a dumb question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will watch all of them.
I'll be watching. Soccer doesn't come back till Saturday, so you know how I get when soccer's not going on. But I will be watching Seattle, Toronto, and Dodgers, Milwaukee. That will be on the tube.
I think the Dodgers-Brewers series is going to be outstanding. That's going to be great.
And just look at that logo they got, that Milwaukee Brewer just going. Like, I love it. I'm going Milwaukee all day, every day. I'm going Milwaukee. I know we got a friend of the show in Miss Alyssa, and we love her, but I got to go Milwaukee.
I got to live vicariously through my. We've had him on the show before, Jeff Levering, the radio voice of the Brewers. Was listening to him call their Game 5 win over the Cubs, which just was a thrill to listen to, somebody call a game like that, and it was really thrilling. But I love this Brewers team. I really do.
Hey,
Jackson Chourio is awesome. The Andrew Vaughn story is great. Vaughn was a first-round pick of the White Sox, who was doing so poorly this year that the White Sox demoted him to AAA, trade him to Milwaukee from AAA, and not only has he stuck in the big leagues with the Brewers, he's one of the reasons that they are where they are. In fact, I remember watching Vaughn come to Fayetteville with Cal. He was the Cal first baseman when Dusty Baker's son was the second baseman, and they played at Baum Walker in the regional. Was that 2019? So he's been around for a bit, and I do like his story. And I don't ever root for fans too often, but I'm going to root for Brewers fans in this case.
Well, and speaking of games, you're talking about that you like hearing your buddies call. Did you turn in the scorebook to the game that you got to call up there in Omaha? Did you keep it? Did they get any memorabilia from that game, or is it still at the Phil Elson? Is it still in your property?
Still have it here, man. I feel really bad about this too. So I'm looking at the page, and I meant to send it to Cooperstown because I got the request. I'm just a procrastinator about everything because it would have taken more effort. I got to go to FedEx office.
Yeah, you would think they would have sent a $20
copied.
bill that said, "Hey," or send the package. Hey, just slip it in, and we got you.
No, I never did send it.
So you're
And
giving me a project, is what you're saying.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
They're giving me more work without me getting paid for it. Though I think Brett Dolan told me that if you donate something to the Hall of Fame when they ask for it, it's not like you can send something in and say, "Hey, keep this," but you will get a lifetime membership. So I let my Hall of Fame membership lapse. So that's also proof of my procrastination. You think if I send it in a few months after they ask for it, they'll actually know what what it is when it shows up, or is it too late?
I wouldn't even bring it up again.
That's it's my one chance to ever be in the Hall of Fame, Matt.
No, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Well, the Western Pennsylvania Jewish Sports Hall of Fame. I don't know any people that go and visit that thing. There's no real location for it.
It's a reluctant star.
Yes, very good. It's right, B. Why procrastinate when you can just do it later? That's basically the whole.
Why
I don't know. I've made it through life like this.
When I can just do it later.
That's the whole point of procrastination. So it's like if we didn't have this radio show at 11 o'clock every morning, Matt, I would say let's just push it to 12:30. But they don't let us do that.
The teachers complained that the students at the school were very apathetic. The students responded by, "Yeah, whatever."
Whatever. Oh, man. Speaking of students, I feel bad for the students of Arkansas State University, Three Rivers, that I got a request. They wanted me to talk to them about what it's like to broadcast sports and stuff. We're going to do a Zoom at 2:30. So I'm like speaking to students.
Nice.
Like talking to listeners on a radio network is a whole different thing. You guys have all your lives and all of that. Nobody's really like listening to what we say and like thinking it matters all that much. These kids I'm speaking to, these students, I think they actually want to do broadcasting for a career. So I have to choose my words wisely for this and
Well,
not ruin it.
I would say, and of course nobody asked me anything of what I care about any of this, but I would say get as much on-field work as you can. I mean, you want to talk about sports, but have you ever played them? Like I would say maybe try to go play some sports when you're in a junior high and high school to understand a little bit about it. That would be one of the things I would, but everybody's not an athlete.
Here's one thing that I would try to coach for them too. If any of them ever are in the middle of hosting a show about a sport that they didn't play, you sometimes have somebody with you who is a bit of an expert in that thing. And so it's okay to defer. I do think I might not be good at this all the time, Matt, but I try to defer to you when it comes to football and basketball. You know this a lot better than I think many of us who's listening at the moment.
Well, I would tell you this. I would agree with you. I would tell you this, that during the baseball season, my word count goes down. Like I think you're right. I think in football, basketball, I talk a little more, and then in the baseball season, I think you talk. I mean, we have a good back and forth there. I'm not really, if I don't know anything about it, man, like I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to pretend to know something about it.
I mean, I can pretend, but sooner or later you get found out.
That's right.
You always, you will get found out when it comes to this. That's right. 877-377-6963 to get with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline.
I like our last text, like our hot and not hot list. We only go by the units measurements when it comes to hot and not hot.
It's called mid or not. That's basically what it's all about. Joe in Ozark. What's up, Joe? How are you?
Hey, good. Kind of yin to Brian's yang at Ozark this morning.
That's so. Is he? Do you know him?
No, I don't know him, but he certainly is definitely the opposite of what I think about a lot of things.
All right. Well, that's a yin and a yang. You get to be the yin. Go for it.
Yeah. And Matt probably knows, Matt obviously knows this a lot better than I do. But I'm sure that Talon has been probably the best athlete on the field most of his life. And he's been able to just depend on his athleticism to overcome any obstacle that might come his way. Well, now he's dealing with a whole field full of guys who were the best athlete on the field their entire lives. And that might have a lot to do with why details have become a bit of a problem. Hopefully, Talon can see that and see the details that need to be focused on, and that can make a world of difference in the near future.
Joe, thanks for the call.
So here's what happens. In a moment of crisis, and we saw this last year. You know what we haven't seen as much this year is when Talon would get pressure and just bolt outside like swinging like a banana. You know, that was his go-to every time. Pressure, boom. He doesn't do that. His progression, he's growing. And so what happens when you have success, and I think this isn't just football. I think this is all aspects of life. Something works, you get into crisis, what do? You revert back to what I know that can have success. What is Talon Green? He's the best athlete on the field most games. So he takes off running. Yeah, he's learning to be a quarterback and beat people from the pocket, and it's one of the things that I noticed, and I can just take you back to my time, but whenever I pulled my hamstring and couldn't run, you know what I had to do? I had to sit in the pocket and throw the ball because I could. So you have to do, instead of revert. Same thing last year when Talon was hurt a little bit, he'd have to sit in the pocket. Donovan McNabb, I go back to him with Philadelphia and listening to him talk a little bit. He's such an athlete at Syracuse, two-sport athlete, just a great athlete. What are you talking about? Breaks his ankle. Couldn't really run a little bit, had to learn to throw from the pot, and you see him kind of grow a little bit. And so it's just a natural, that's it. And you don't ever want to coach Talon to say don't be an athlete, because he is. He's a great athlete, but you're just trying to take the next step. It's just the progression, the next step. And I think Talon has grown. I think Talon is a 10 times better quarterback he is right now than he was this time last year right now.
Joe, appreciate your phone call. Thanks very much. 877-377-6963, the Lewis Automotive Hotline. I wonder about for the rest of the season here, but Tennessee's pass rush is really, really good. I mean, they lead the nation in sacks. They won some, and it wasn't just the one-on-one matchups, Matt. It was the stunting that I saw their defensive linemen do that seemed to confuse. There were a lot, four-man rush, got to Taylon Green a few times. Now, they also blitzed 7 a couple times, and that also forced him out of the pocket. But, you know, there were a few moments where Tennessee was able to win on the four-man rush. And I don't know, I think that A&M's got everybody in the SEC has players up front who can win that one-on-one matchup. But it's the stunting that I saw that I think other teams are going to try to utilize a little bit more.
I would put A&M as top 3 defenses in the SEC, and they could be number 1. They really could be number 1. But I would put A&M as a top 3, no question about it. It's going to be, and really they could be the best team we played all year. I think Tennessee, Texas A&M, I don't know if they play, that would be a heck of a game. Notre Dame's up there and Ole Miss is up there with teams we play, but I think Tennessee and Texas A&M are the 2 best teams that the Hogs are going to play this year.
You know, it is that time of the year where it's about time it's that Aggie swoon. It's about that time of the year because usually by now the Razorbacks have already played A&M. Wasn't that game in AT&T Stadium the end of September? Every time, just about. Yeah, this is the time where A&M starts to struggle. It's about time for Arkansas to make them struggle instead of being, one of their last well-played games. All right, we'll be back in just a moment and wrap up the show. This is Halftime.
I just want to let you know you're the best as far as calling baseball games I've ever heard.
This is Halftime.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Dad, the driver looks dirty. Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Game days just got a whole lot cheesier at Art's Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Art's legendary smoked brisket queso is back. There's no better game time treat than this house-made queso, loaded with chunks of Art's smoked brisket. And try the sloppy pig, Art's hand-patted burger, topped with pulled pork and smothered in smoked brisket queso. Make your game days cheesy at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's in Fort Smith.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That go to hunt.
Dog,
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Swiss dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for two for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What'd you call me?
A meal for two for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch the video and the player jump out, you think about them a little bit and, your relationship that you had with them. And that's really about it. Other than that, we're just focused on getting our preparation right and having a good week and go compete and find a way to win the game.
Bobby Petrino at today's Monday press conference, kind of forgetting. I mean, he knows some of these A&M guys, Matt. It's only 2 seasons ago he was their offensive coordinator, which also that season had a fired head coach before the halfway point. I don't remember the exact time that Jimbo got let go, but I think it was before the halfway point.
It was the week before they had a donor donate like $78 million check. They're like, oh, that's going to pay Jimbo. There we go.
Remember they did that. They did the check presentation on the field.
Yeah, like the week before, and like 2 weeks later, like, oh, there's your buyout. It's written in glitter, man. Maybe take it to a big bank.
We'll just earmark half of that for Jimbo Fisher's pocket. The whole Adidas thing, convincing Penn State to fire James Franklin is fake. That is not real. But I wouldn't mind. I bet you some people believe that too, Matt, because if they're throwing, I think the dollar figure was $100 million at Penn State for I forget how long. But they want their football team wearing uniforms where they're gonna beat Ohio State and Michigan, and probably also beat Oregon and Northwestern too.
Ohio State is a Nike team. Michigan's a Jordan/Nike team. No surprise, Penn State's going Adidas. That's nobody's ever won a championship in Adidas unless it's soccer. So, James Harden was their best player for years. He wasn't winning. Like you go back and look, nobody wins championships in Adidas. They win. They win it in Nike.
Well, and interesting. Look at who Adidas has picked up recently. Tennessee. Now, Tennessee is one of the better programs in the SEC, but haven't been championship caliber, not for a long time. Penn State's been the same thing. They're not Ohio State. They're not Michigan. Heck, they're not even USC in terms of the most recent national championship. In that league, of course, USC is there. And so it kind of fits.
And then Oregon goes and just destroys everything I just said right there because they're the biggest Nike program in the world, and they got 0 national champions.
That's exactly right, 0. But who knows? This loss to Indiana is not going to knock them out of a playoff berth.
What about their coach getting fired?
No.
Yeah. I'm really surprised. I know we didn't talk. I mean, we talked little bit. I'm really, really surprised that Penn State fired James Franklin. Like that was the one that kind of like all these other ones. You're like, yeah, okay. Really surprised they fired James Franklin.
Just looking at Franklin's tenure there, was 64-33 against Big Ten schools that are not Oregon, Ohio State, and Michigan. 64-33. He was 4-20 against Michigan, Ohio State, and Oregon.
Okay, now it makes sense. Now they didn't bring him in there to win the games they could win. We brought you in to beat some teams. Yeah, okay, it makes a little more sense.
Well, you just wonder who's next. Because is this 3 weeks in a row, 4 weeks in a row maybe? Who's next?
Bobby Petrino, next Penn State head coach.
Luke Fickell may be next at Wisconsin. Billy Napier may be next at Florida. Those would be my picks of who probably is next. But we could do a Survivor Series for that, like a coach's goal pool.
There you go. Who's going to get – oh.
Yeah, we didn't think about that before the season started. We did actual real Survivor Series instead. All right, we'll be back tomorrow for another award-winning edition of Halftime. Ruskin and Zach in just a few minutes, so stay tuned for them. East Halftime Podcast will be downloadable in a few minutes, too. And that's it for Halftime today. For Matt Jones, for the C-Movie, I'm Phil Elson. We appreciate you tuning in today. That's Halftime. Now get up, get out, and have a great rest of your Monday.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us